What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Friday Finish Lines. Thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel, where I take motivational quotes and use them on motivational topics, not only to inspire you guys, but we take these quotes and use them to inspire others. That being said, my topic of discussion today, to end off February, is to invest in you. A lot of us are maybe feeling the toughness of our resolutions, and maybe this is a little wake-up call to realize that putting our energy into yourself, not necessarily being selfish, but just really taking the proper steps to push yourself into the next level by, allocating money to where you want to, build yourself is the best way to grow in any industry and grow in your own personal life. So I have two amazing quotes for you guys today. Let's get started. All right, guys, I just want to give a little disclaimer. Anything I say here is not financial advice, so if you take what I say and use it and something happens, that is not on me. Take it at your own risk and really take what I say with a grain of salt, because it's all my experience, my knowledge, and I'm sharing with you guys. So my first quote for you guys today comes from Brian Tracy. He says, at least 80% of millionaires are self-made. That is, they started with nothing but ambition and energy, the same way most of us start. And this really goes back to kind of what I always say is, at some point in your life, you will feel stagnant. At some point in your life, you will feel lost. At some point in your life, you will not feel like you're having a purpose, and you will start to look at yourself and look at your life as something that, quote unquote, is meaningless. And it's not necessarily meaningless. It's just something that has accumulated over a certain amount of time and has brought you to a point where you think that you have nowhere else to go. You have nowhere else to turn. Your kind of daily life is just replicated. You're doing the same thing every single day, and you kind of have no inspiration to do other things. And that is what I mean when I say, or when this quote says, everyone starts with the same ambition, the same energy, because we all do. We all have this boyish, girlish wonder coming into this world, this curiosity, this will to know more. And at some point we kind of lose it because, the world kind of sucks sometimes, and that can be very heavy on a lot of us, and a lot of us may not start from the perfect places, but there's a moment in time where some of us realize that what is happening to us will not define us, and then there's a point in our life also where what's happening to us will define us. And so everyone has that kind of choice, that fork in the road, where they decide, will I go this way, will I go that way, what will you choose? And I always revert back to a lot of people's stories, but Logic's story, I may not like his music that much, but his story is very inspiring to me, because he, came from a life of pretty much hardship, where he was faced with drugs, his family was on drugs, and he had no other way to go. And that was the path that was laid out for him, where he was going to go down the same path as his parents did, which was addiction, drug abuse, and then possibly overdosing. And he says it in a podcast I listened to a while ago, that in the moment he was just like, maybe this is not what I want to do, maybe this is not where I want to go. And sometimes it's not only you, but someone may come along and tell you, hey, this isn't you, this isn't where you're supposed to go. And a lot of times along our journey, when we are maybe going down a path that we necessarily shouldn't be going down, there is something there or someone there that is telling us to go the other way. There's something that's pushing us, there's something that's grabbing us, there's something that's taking us away from it. And sometimes we ignore it, sometimes we don't want to listen to it, because our own inner voice is telling us that that's stupid and that's dumb, that they're trying to take you away, they're trying to belittle you. And that's that inner monologue that a lot of us have to get away from, because sometimes the outside voice is good and sometimes it can be bad as well. But a lot of times our inner voice, we are our greatest enemies, and I will always say that. So if you are feeling at a point in your life where you have nowhere to go, or your brain is telling you that you are nothing, I'm here to tell you that you are enough. If you come across this video, I don't know you, maybe you don't know me, but I'm here to tell you that you are enough. There is no replica of this world. There is no replica of you. There will only be one you, and that is how it's going to be. So you only get one life. What are you going to choose to do with it? And that is kind of that question you got to ask yourself. Whatever age you are, no matter where you are in life, are you going to let what's happening define the rest of it? Are you going to let what's happening take you away from what you know is a blessing that should be coming to you? So I guess that's the question you got to ask. And then my last quote for you guys comes from Benjamin Franklin. He says, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And a lot of us You know, I have my own issues with the internet and AI and things like that. But one thing I will say is that information is available. Knowledge is available. There are so many things out in this world that can bring you knowledge, that can bring you the knowledge that rich people do have. And a lot of us think to ourselves that it's unattainable or it's already past us. But no, that is the mindset that they want you to have, is that you're too late, when you're really not. You're never too late. It's never too late to change your life. And there's always stories of people who are in jail, incarcerated, that came out of it and fought their way to go to school, to get educated. And I feel like people people who are incarcerated, who do choose to get educated and learn and come out of prison and become a functioning part of society, they will be a testimony to that, because they will tell you that, yeah, I hit rock bottom and there was nowhere else to go, and becoming knowledgeable, finding God, and pushing towards a better future was the best way to go. And a lot of us aren't incarcerated, and we choose not to do that still. So if you feel stagnant, you feel lost, you feel you don't have purpose, get knowledge, serve others, and you will start to find that purpose. You will start to feel it come more into your life. And when it comes to financial advice, I will say this: if you're not investing in knowledge, learning about money, learning how money works, if you're afraid of money, if you're thinking, oh, stocks and all that kind of stuff, our Roth IRAs and high yield savings, that's all for rich people. Oh, well, then that's exactly what is going to happen. You're going to wake up 10 years from now, when you could have been investing in something 10 years ago and seen reap the benefits of what you sowed in the past, because you were doubting yourself. You were just thinking that it's not available to you, and that is what keeps people where they are. It keeps people stuck in these moments of time, because we're so afraid, or we think it's uncool, or we think it's just like stupid, or it's not available to us, or they're just trying to keep us down. No, you are keeping yourself down. So if you're not educating yourself on money, if you're not learning about money, and I say money because I feel like that's a very big topic for people, and it's a very rough thing for people to talk about. And I feel like a lot of people base a lot of what struggles they have in life on money. Because I'm not saying investing in money, I'm saying investing in the knowledge of learning what money does and how money can work for you. And I'll give you one tip that I think is really, really good one, is that you can go online right now and look up what senators, big people who are in Congress, who are making decisions on really what is happening in the world, what they are investing in. And you will see that. And there's actually an app that you can connect to your Robinhood, to any other financial institution that invests in money. You can go to this app. You can tell it what you have, Robinhood, whatever it may be, Charles Schwab. You can tell it how much money you want, or how much money you want to put in, and then not only will it copy the investments of these famous people, but it will do it in a way where you're not losing money. And these people have withstood the test of time when it comes to the stock market. They know what to invest into, because they're making the decisions on what to invest in. So if you feel like you're behind, or you feel like you're lost, it's because you're choosing to, not because the world is having it that way. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on my Friday Finish Lines. I'll see you guys next week with a new video. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, watching my videos, and supporting along the way. I do this for fun. I do this to educate myself. I do this to, make myself a better speaker. And I hope you guys enjoy the things I say and take away from it, with a grain of salt. Because I may be wrong on some things, I may be right, but who knows? This is just my opinion, and this is where life has brought me, and this is where God has brought me. So I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Hope you guys enjoyed the month of February, Black History Month, and I hope you guys enjoy the next month of March, which is a very lucky month. So I'll see you guys next week. Drink your water, stay safe, right?